Assalamu alaikum. This is chapter number 5, the internet and www. And you're watching CS by SS. In this chapter, we will be learning about the difference between internet and what is www. Then we will saw different functions of internet, and then we can see what is the URL, and then we will saw different protocols and the most commonly used protocols like HTTP and HTTPS. Then we will be learning about some web browsers and its functions, and then we will saw what are the web pages and how we can retrieve and view web pages when user enter any URL and even without URL as well. Then we will be talking about cookies and its types, then digital currency, viruses, and what are the rules of being digital citizenship and how we can protect ourselves and protect others through while using an internet connection. So in this chapter, our main focus will be about internet and its different features. Either it's a browser, either it's any feature of internet like HTTPS, functions of browsers, web pages, what are the cookies, digital currencies, and what are the viruses, and how we can protect all those viruses. So first of all, let's just see what is the internet. So I hope you all are using internet connection, and I don't think so. It will be actually any difficult question to ask. So if somebody will ask you what is internet, so basically internet is a connection of networks, or you can say global network of computers. So basically when you are connecting two or more computers together, then you are making an network, and when you will join those networks together, uh, it will become your internet. So internet refers to the, hold on. Okay, so basically internet refers global network of computers and other electronic devices connected together through a system of routers and servers. बेसिकली कंप्यूटर में हमारे पास नेटवर्क हमारे पास जो होते हैं कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ एंड कनेक्शन ऑफ कंप्यूटर्स होता है, जिसमें सर्वर्स भी आ जाते हैं, जिसमें राउटर्स भी आ जाते हैं. अब सर्वर एंड राउटर क्या होता है? राउटर इज अ डिवाइस विच विल हेल्प अस टू कनेक्ट सिस्टम्स, एंड सर्वर इज जस्ट अ कंप्यूटर बट इट्स मोर पावरफुल देन द simple computer. And then network is the internet is the infrastructure that allow us to send and receive information. Definitely, we are sending emails, messages, and we are sharing different files through an internet connection. So it's a main source for communication as well. So, other than the communication, internet also provides access to other services like online gaming, video streaming, and cloud computing. So basically, internet is the most important part of our daily life nowadays. It's actually helping us to do a lot of things. Either it's communication, either it's online gaming, video calling, or live streaming, cloud computing, file sharing, and resource sharing as well. So it's basically most important part of our daily life as well. Next, what is World Wide Web? So basically, www stands for World Wide Web, or simply you can say this is the website, right? And basically, World Wide Web is a collection of websites. Basically, बहुत सारी collections of websites. When you have multiple websites and you are collecting them, this is called your World Wide Web. So whatever you can see on the internet through browser, that's called websites. Okay, and that whenever you are searching something, you may have saw that www dot wikipedia, www dot youtube, www dot, so that www means it's a collection of websites. It is one of the websites from that collection. So www was created in 1989 by Tim Berners-Lee, and who envisioned it as a way to share and access information on a global scale. So when Tim Berners-Lee invented this concept like www, it was actually all about sharing and accessing information on global scale. And he was not having this idea that definitely this is going to be the most powerful thing, and it's going to change our life. So the website basically consists of interconnected documents and multimedia files that are stored on web servers around the world. Web pages are accessed using the web browsers. We use different web browsers. Means that we are using, definitely you know this thing, I hope. So we are using different browsers like Google Chrome, Internet Explorer, Microsoft Edge, all those web browsers we use to find out these web pages, right? And we communicate with web server to retrieve and display the content. What is URL? So whenever you will type some query on a browser, let's say आपके पास एक Google Chrome है, you are working over there and you type let's say you just type computer hope. So when you will type something, those keywords and then enter, you will saw different results, right? उन different results में आप किसी भी green line पर जिस इस तरह का कोई link होता है, आप उस पर click करते हो. So that link is called URL, right? URL stands for Uniform Resource Locator. URL stands for Uniform Resource Locator. It is basically a text-based address that identifies the location of a resource on the internet. URL basically tells us the location of a resource on the internet. It is the address of a web page, image, video, or any other resource available on the internet. बेसिकली यूआरएल जो होता है ना हमारे पास, वो किसी भी वेबसाइट, कोई भी आप चीज़ देख रहे हो, आइदर वो वीडियो है, आइदर वो इमेज है, आइदर वो एनी रिसोर्स, एनी वेब पेज, उसका एड्रेस होता है. अगर आप वो यूआरएल किसी के साथ शेयर कर दोगे, so that other party can see the same thing on their browser when that person will click on the same URL, right? So it's basically link as well. Sometimes you call this link as well. So URL के different parts होते हैं. As you can see, I have this is one of the URL. उसमें जो पहला part होता है, sometime it will appear HTTP, sometime it will appear HTTPS. This part is called protocol. Next, starting from this double slash, forward slash, till this one single slash. This is, by the way, my domain. But if I will further categorize this domain, so www is subdomain, and after this w, till.com. This is my domain and domains suffix as well. After this one slash, the next thing is directories, and after this directory there is a web page. So it's actually telling us in this domain, in this directory, means इस domain में इस directory के अंदर ये web page पड़ा है, right? So basically this web page is in this folder. Directory को हम folder भी कहते हैं. This web page means url.html is located in this directory, and this directory is located in this domain, right? So I hope this is clear. Components of a URL. So basically there are three main components: protocol, domain name, web page, or file name, right? As I have already told you, the protocols is the communication protocol. Protocol basically होता क्या है, ठीक है? So protocol हमारे पास एक you can say the communication set of rules होते हैं जिसको हमें follow करना पड़ता है when we are transferring data through an internet, right? Either transferring or either communicating. Okay, so protocol is the communication protocols used to transfer data between the client and the server. So these are set of standards which we have to follow when we are communicating or transferring some data through an internet connection. There are a lot of protocols. We will going to be discuss these protocols in detail. Currently, I have just mentioned some types like HTTP, HTTPS, FTP, and a lot of other protocols as well. Next is domain name. So the domain name is the name of the server. डोमेन नेम बेसिकली वो जगह होती है जहाँ पर दैट माय पीस ऑफ डेटा इज लोकेटेड, या आप कह सकते हो कि सर्वर का नेम होता है, ठीक है, where the resource is located. It can be a name or an IP address. Then the web page or file name is the location of the file or resource on the server. देखो आप you may have multiple places, multiple files in your system. आप अपने लैपटॉप में बहुत सारी फाइल्स रखते हो, देर आर मल्टीपल ड्राइव. सो लेट्स से आपने एक डी ड्राइव में एक फोल्डर बनाया है कंप्यूटर साइंस के नेम से, और उस फोल्डर के अंदर आप एक और फोल्डर बनाते हो जो कि प्रोग्रामिंग फंडामेंटल का है या डेटाबेसेस का है, राइट. तो डेफिनेटली डेटाबेसेस के अंदर आप डेटाबेसेस की फाइल सेव करोगे. सो दिस वेब पेज और फाइल नेम इज एक्चुअली कि किस फोल्डर, किस डायरेक्टरी के अंदर, कौन सी फाइल के अंदर है मेरी, जो विच फाइल आई एम लुकिंग फॉरवर्ड, राइट. सो लेट्स से दिस, आई हैव गिवन यू एन एग्जांपल. पहले आपका प्रोटोकॉल आता है, फिर डबल फॉरवर्ड स्लैश आते हैं, देन डोमेन आता है, और उसके बाद आपका पाथ आता है, ठीक है. नेक्स्ट, इन दिस slide we will be discussing about protocol. So protocols basically होते क्या है, I have already told you. Protocols are basically set of rules for formatting and processing data. Network protocols are like a common language for computers, right? So the computers within a network may use vastly different softwares and hardware. However, the use of protocols enable them to communicate with each other regardless. Two, two most commonly used protocols are HTTP and HTTPS for transferring data between clients and server on the internet. And there are other protocols as well which are used on the internet. And TCP, basically TCP stands for Transmission Control Protocol. It is used in transport layer in OSI model. Then is HTTP, Hypertext Transfer Protocol. It is the foundation of World Wide Web, the internet that most users interact with. It is used for transferring data between devices. HTTP belongs to the application layer in layer 7. Then HTTPS, HTTP and HTTPS basically the the same protocol, but a minor difference is that in HTTP there is no encryption, but in HTTPS it's the most secured protocol, hypertext transfer protocol secure. So protocol, in the a problem with HTTP that it is not encrypted, but HTTPS is encrypted. Okay, so any attacker who intercepts an HTTP message can read it. Then HTTPS is the most secure protocol because it's following the encryption. Then there are two more protocols: TLS, Transport Layer Security, and SSL, Secure Socket Layer. Transport Layer Security is the protocol HTTPS uses for encryption. TLS used to be called Secure Socket Layer Protocol, right? So basically, TLS is the latest version of SSL. Then UDP, the User Datagram Protocol. It is a faster but less reliable alternative to TCP at the transport layer. This UDP is usually used for video streaming and gaming where fast data delivery is paramount. Now let's just see Hypertext Transfer Protocol. Hypertext Transfer Protocol is used for transferring data between a client and a server on the internet. HTTP is a stateless protocol. It means it doesn't store any piece of information about previous requests or responses. And usually HTTP use port number 80 by default and send data in plain text format, making it vulnerable to interception and manipulation. So this is the drawback of HTTP as well. It means it is easy to crack and manipulate. Then we got another protocol which is most secure, Hypertext Transfer Protocol Secure. It is the latest version with encryption to protect data transfer between a client and a server. It operates on port 443 by default and uses TLS or SSL to encrypt data. Definitely it's using TLS because TLS is the latest version of SSL. HTTPS ensures that data transfer between the client and server is secure, making it harder for unauthorized user to intercept and manipulate data. Now, the difference between SSL and TLS. SSL is a security protocol developed by Netscape in the 1990 to provide secure communication over the internet. TLS is a successor to SSL. Both uses a combination for symmetric and asymmetric encryption. SSL operates at the transport layer of the OSI model. That data is encrypted before it is sent over the network. The TLS protocol is made up of two layers, handshake layer and record layer. Handshake layer is used to establish a secure connection between two endpoints. But record layer, it is responsible for transmitting data securely between the client and the server. So the client or maybe the browser requests secure connection to the server. Then the client requests to the server to identify itself. Server provides a digital certificate. Then the client validates the certificate. The client browser sends a signal back to the server to begin data transmission. And the encryption method will be agreed and session key is generated. It means that there are 6 steps for हैंडशेक लेयर. सबसे पहले एक क्लाइंट जो ब्राउज़र है वो रिक्वेस्ट करता है सर्वर से, सर्वर उसको रिक्वेस्ट को देखते हुए आइडेंटिफाई करता है एंड देन एक डिजिटल सर्टिफिकेट जो सर्वर है वो क्लाइंट को इशू कर देता है, ठीक है. व्हेन दैट क्लाइंट विल सी दैट सिग्नल और द सर्टिफिकेट वो उसको वैलिडेट करेगा और फिर एक सिग्नल सेंड करेगा सर्वर की तरफ, ठीक है, बैक बेसिक डेटा ट्रांसमिशन के लिए टू बिगिन डेटा ट्रांसमिशन, राइट. जब वैलिडेशन हो जाएगी तो क्लाइंट फिर से सर्वर को रिक्वेस्ट करेगा, सिग्नल सेंड करेगा और इंक्रिप्शन मेथड विल बी अग्रीड एंड अ सेशन की इज जनरेटेड. जब उसके बाद अग्री हो जाएंगे दोनों, प्रॉपर हैंडशेक हो गया, देन द इंक्रिप्शन विल बी अग्रीड एंड अ सेशन की इज जनरेटेड. सेशन की जनरेट करने के बाद उसकी जो कम्युनिकेशन है बिटवीन क्लाइंट एंड सर्वर विल